Lauren Johansen should have been home by 8:30. Her husband waited. Her students texted. But the only thing that made it back. Her car, parked at a Walmart 12 miles away, yoga mat still inside, drenched in liquid that looked like sweat. But wasn't. Because Lauren didn't sweat that night. Someone staged this scene. And when police traced the security tapes, they saw him, another yoga instructor, Riel, washing mats at 5 a.m. The same man whose phone pinged at that Walmart, the same man who just Googled, how long before a body floats in Tampa Bay. This wasn't a disappearance. It was a cover-up. And tonight, we unravel it. Then there were the keys. Still in the ignition. Kyle would sob to detectives that Lauren had a ritual, keys went straight from the door to her left pocket. Every time, and this? June 3, 2024. 8:17 p.m. Lauren Johansen should have been home by 8:45. Her husband Kyle would later tell police she was obsessive about routine, lock up, text him, drive straight home. That night, the text stopped at 8:23. Just 3 words, leaving now. Love like someone interrupted her mid-message. Her car turned up at Walmart 2 hours later. Not abandoned, staged. The yoga mat in the trunk was soaked through, but Lauren barely broke a sweat in evening classes. The lab would later confirm it was doused in a saline-glycerin solution, the exact mix used in movie props to fake sweat. Her water bottle. Half finished. Lauren, the woman who drained 2 of these daily during classes, suddenly didn't take one last sip. The killer knew her routine. But not her habits. Riel, fellow instructor, studio co-owner, and the man whose phone pinged at both the Walmart and Lauren's last known location. Who clocked in at 5 a.m. to sanitize mats that already reeked of bleach. Whose internet history showed searches for saltwater decomposition and Tampa Bay tidal patterns at 9:03 p.m., while his apartment security logs show no entry until 11:20. The question wasn't who wanted Lauren gone. It was why a man who owned half the studio would risk everything, and what he thought that fake sweat would wash away. His alibi cracked fast. Apartment security logs proved he never came home that night. His "I was sleeping" story. Debunked by a 10:15 p.m. Venmo payment to a 24-hour diner, where the waitress remembers him, drenched in sweat, ordering 3 coffees, no food, and then there were the scratches. 4 parallel lines down his forearms, fresh enough to glisten under interrogation lights. Cat scratches, he said. Funny. Lauren's nails were filed to sharp points. And her DNA? Still lodged beneath them. Marcus thought he'd planned the perfect crime. But perfect crimes don't leave receipts. Don't leave witnesses. And they sure as hell don't leave a half-empty water bottle behind, because the real Lauren? She always finished her drink. Riel didn't know the studio's security cameras had audio. Didn't know they'd catch him humming while wringing bleach-soaked towels at 5 a.m., hours before sunrise, hours after Lauren Johansen vanished. Didn't know detectives were already tracing his phone's midnight journey from the Walmart parking lot to the mangrove swamps north of Tampa. But he did know one thing: blood stains don't wash out with lavender-scented detergent. They arrested him at a traffic stop. No drama, no struggle, just a man too calm for someone whose business partner was missing. His phone, still logged into his Google account, showed searches no yoga teacher should make. Does saline throw off DNA tests? At 8:42 p.m. How long before a body surfaces in saltwater? At 9:03 p.m. And the real kicker? Can cops trace a deleted Spotify playlist? Searched while Lauren's car was still warm at Walmart. The studio's motion sensors told the real story. While Marcus claimed he was home sleeping, the logs showed someone moving between the changing rooms and storage closet for 47 minutes at 5 a.m., disabling cameras, wiping down surfaces, and making one critical error: using his employee keycard for access instead of breaking in. His final miscalculation. That water bottle. Lauren's half-finished water contained traces of lorazepam, the same sedative found in Marcus's gym bag. The same drug he'd prescribed to students complaining of sore muscles. The same medication that would have made Lauren just pliant enough to move, but not enough to stop scratching. Marcus didn't just want to kill Lauren. He wanted her life. Her business. Her students. He even took over her favorite class before the police found her car. That's not premeditation. That's pathological. Marcus Riel spent months perfecting his alibi, the saline solution to mimic sweat. The fake text messages scheduled to send from Lauren's phone. Even the accidental bleach spill that would explain why he was cleaning mats at dawn. But killers always make one mistake. His was forgetting that real sweat smells human. What Marcus thought was a flawless cleanup job. The lab found traces of his DNA in 3 places, mixed with the fake sweat solution, embedded in the mat stitching where he'd gripped it too tight. And most damning of all, under Lauren's fingernails, where she'd clawed at his arms with her signature French manicure. 8:29 p.m., 6 minutes after her interrupted text to Kyle. Right when Marcus's phone placed him at that Walmart. And here's what the watch couldn't tell them: why its band was cut clean through, not torn. Why there were no struggle alerts. And why the GPS had been manually disabled at 8:17 p.m., the exact moment Lauren locked the studio door. 18 days after Lauren Johansen vanished, the search had narrowed to 6 square miles of flooded mangrove tunnels where the tides move bodies like chess pieces. Marcus Riel's search history pointed here: Tampa Bay tidal patterns and how long before a body resurfaces, but the water kept its secrets. Until a rookie detective noticed something everyone else missed. The mats weren't just damp with fake sweat. They were embedded with crushed black mangrove leaves, a species only found in one saltwater creek off the Gandy Bridge. And when K-9 units hit that exact spot, they didn't find Lauren. They found her Apple Watch, still ticking, wedged in the roots like someone had tried to bury it. But the tides had other plans. The pieces fit a grim picture: Lauren was likely sedated in her own car, driven to the kayak launch, and transported alive to those mangroves. The ice? To slow decomposition until tides could do their work. The zip ties? To keep her still enough that when the watch came off, it wouldn't show erratic movement. But Marcus underestimated 2 things: mangrove roots that snag like fingers. And a dead woman's watch that never stopped testifying. As of June 2024, Lauren's body hasn't surfaced. But every high tide brings new searches. Every storm stirs the creek beds. And every detective on this case knows, the Bay always gives up its dead. Eventually. Comment: she deserved better below. Let's flood this section with her name until it trends worldwide. Tag someone who needs to see this. Maybe they know something. Maybe they've been silent too long. Lauren's story doesn't end when you click away. Right now, hit like. Let's get this to 50k likes to show the world we haven't forgotten her. Every like pushes this case higher in the algorithm, making it harder to ignore. Subscribe and tap that bell. We're tracking every development in this case, and you won't want to miss what comes next. Real change starts with awareness, and awareness starts with you. Most importantly, share this video. Not just with true crime fans, but with friends who skip the news. With your yoga community. With anyone who thinks this could never happen to me. Because the only way darkness wins is if we stop talking about it. The system failed Lauren. But we won't. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you can to keep her light burning. The world needs to remember her name.